devastating hurricane ever to hit the American coast.
Leaving a mess like none other seen before.
It is a total catastrophic disaster.
One of the first groups we saw was the Salvation Army when we landed at Keesler Air Force Base. They were there to not just welcome us, but help people that were on base, off base, and everywhere we went, Salvation Army had a presence.
The fact that all of our employees have continued to operate when they themselves were victims has been a real eye-opener to me, because we had the walking wounded serving the walking wounded.
I think the Salvation Army is part of the community. You don't go away. That's you know, everybody comes and goes. You were here before the storm, and you were here right after the storm.
After the storm, honestly, I mean, in thinking now about what the Salvation Army did then, is that they sent in people and they did their job. They did what they were best at.
They're the only ones that we could depend on. They came in and truly helped us and never asked anything in return. They were there just to help us.
You absolutely kept your promise to do the most. You went above and beyond, more than I could ever ask for.
And the people of our city, when they see that red shield, know that they can have a friend and have a resource of help and support, and that they can count on somebody to be their friend in the time of need.
When people tell me thank you, it's kind of like I didn't really do anything, I did my job. But when you see little kids walking around and they're like, oh, you know, we get to go home, you know, have you seen my new room? It's like I've actually done something, like, you know, it's not just my job. It's great.
One afternoon, we heard this little bell ringing and looked out, and the Salvation Army canteen was coming down our street with hot meals. And we just started crying. Because at the time, we were thankful to have them, but we only had MREs. So to have a fresh hot meal was quite nice. And to know that other people cared.
After Katrina, the people that we've talked to, when we'd mention the name Salvation Army, their face would light up.
People see that now and they know that, you know, you guys will be there for them unconditionally. You know, you don't look for the loopholes to let people fall through the cracks. You look for the loophole that'll help them get in for help.
And being able to see the good they did for the community, that's what they did for me. It was like I was glad to see that someone cared, that someone was here helping my friends and my neighbors.
I think of salvation, refuge, help, hope, love, and all of that, I think, can be just wrapped up in God's love. I mean, that's what God's love is. And so when you look at the shield and you see all of that, then you see that, you know, how could there not be a God? How could there not be a God when there are great groups like that?
Through it all, God helped us through everything. And I'm grateful for Salvation Army, because that's the only I had asked everybody else, and they the only one came through.
The Salvation Army has truly helped to rebuild a lot of lives. You're out there to do the best that you can and to promise people not that we will provide just everything that you need, but we will be there to support you. If you have any problems or questions, call us. Let us try to work on some of the things that you have.
The Salvation Army could have just as easily said, here's your voucher, this is what we can do, and they chose to go beyond that. You fulfill not only your promise to yourself or your motto, but you fulfilled it to an organization with a sheriff's office and a family and a community. And for that, like I said, we're grateful.